Where have you been, Crypto Daily? You might ask. Well, it could be because I had a family thing to go to, or it could be because I realized people are laughing at me. Everywhere I go, people laugh at me. I couldn't get away from it, so I decided to go for a walk. Down the motorway. It seemed like a good idea. I thought I'd just take a rest. No, that wasn't a good idea. So I decided to walk down a different street, like a lunatic, eating nothing but that which I found growing naturally out of the ground. What's this? Score. But all this outside stuff was kind of getting to me. I don't really like being outside. And then I heard it. Bitcoin. Welcome to Fiat Daily.
Oh, I got the wrong house. I meant to go to the neighbors.
You don't want to come in?
No, you're okay, thank you.
We'll talk about real money.
No, thanks. Bye.
Come
Bye.
back. So then I went to the right house instead of the wrong one. And I realized it was home.
And home is where the Bitcoin is. Or at least it should be, not on an exchange, as that's not advisable. The interesting news out of the Bitcoin Cash camp lately is who the mysterious miner that's propping up the network. So if you look at Cash Coin Dance and look at the Bitcoin Cash mining pool, who is this mysterious other with over 60% of the hash power? According to a recent conference, it was called Bitcoin something, a ex-Bitmain employee confirmed it's Bitmain. Now this is pretty obvious, but yeah, we have some sort of confirmation. Now for those that don't know, Bitmain is a Chinese mining company. They were founded in 2013, and they are said to produce the most power efficient mining chips available on the market today. They also currently run two of the largest mining pools for Bitcoin, as we can see on blockchain.info. They run Antpool and BTC.com, so they own probably the largest share of hash power there is, and most of these other companies are using their hardware to mine. So they have quite a strong position in the Bitcoin community as well as the Bitcoin Cash. Now we can see them mining a little bit on Bitcoin Cash, although the majority they seem to have hidden as they don't want to appear to be the majority hash power holder. Now if this is true, this opens up Bitcoin Cash to massive centralization attacks. If you want to know more about that, just Google Bitcoin 51% attack. This is where, hypothetically speaking, if someone owned 51% or more of the network's hash power, they could, briefly, if they wanted to, hypothetically, halt payments between some or all users. They would also be able to reverse transactions, allowing them to double spend, which is awful, terrible scenario. Bitmain holds much more than 51%, according to this. By them diverting so much hash power to Bitcoin Cash, they are mining at a loss. They would be making more money if they were mining Bitcoin right now. So why are they mining at a loss? I see three possible reasons. It could be any one of these three. It could be a combination of all three. Number one, they are hoping the price of Bitcoin Cash will rise and then they will have made more money doing this. Number two, they believe in big blocks and they believe in no SegWit, and so they're ideologically driven. I think this is the least likely of the three, but it could be. And number three, it is an attack on the Bitcoin network purely. If you read the Bitcoin Reddit, they will tell you that it's number three and it's only number three. And they do so not without good reason. So Bitcoin is a decentralized network with no one person in control. This makes it very difficult to achieve scaling consensus. Because how do you get everyone to agree to do something when a lot of these people's livelihoods, a lot of their money is on the line? This is why Bitcoin didn't scale for years, even though it needed to. And then we had the New York Agreement, in which a scaling solution was found. And if we have a look at this website, we can see what they agreed upon. They agreed, and this is some of the biggest mining companies in existence, including Bitmain. They agreed they would activate, they would activate segregated witness at an 80% threshold. We way went over that. And then activate a 2 megabyte hard fork within 6 months. And it's true that we've had blocks larger than 2 megabytes already, but this is the base block size limit, from 1 to 2. Especially if you read the Bitcoin Reddit, they will tell you that the Bitcoin Cash network is a breach of the New York Agreement. Someone with a lot of hash power forked the network, created Bitcoin Cash, and essentially nullified the agreement. This opens up a problem because now we have the situation where miners are not so willing to trust anymore because their trust has already been broken previously, and they're not willing to support 3 potential Bitcoins, which is a possibility. A base block size limit increase from 1 to 2 megabytes is a hard fork. There's always a risk that when there's a hard fork, you'll create 2 instead of everyone moving to the new network. What if some don't? Then we'd have a Bitcoin SegWit, a Bitcoin SegWit 2x, and of course, Bitcoin Cash, which is not ideal. Many also point to the EDA, which was introduced to Bitcoin Cash and is unique to them, or the emergency difficulty adjustment, as a way to steal Bitcoin's hash power, and is just rubbing salt in the wound. I understand the argument from the Bitcoin camp saying that to hard fork so soon is unnecessary and it's pointless because of future scaling upgrades. I personally would like to see the 2x part go through. I would like to see the base block size limit increased from 1 to 2 megabytes. I understand that a lot of people will feel it's pointless. And they're not without good reason saying that a lot of the scaling solutions that are being proposed won't require bigger block size. Not at all. The only reason that I think it's important that we do what we agreed upon is how are we going to achieve consensus for future upgrades? I'm thinking long term. What's the next thing that we need to achieve consensus on? If we can't agree, or if we say we will do something and then later change our minds, this is going to make scaling Bitcoin in the future much harder, and we need to work together. With that said, if 2x means that we're going to have a third Bitcoin, a 2x Bitcoin and a non-2x Bitcoin, then I don't think it's worth it. I don't think more than one Bitcoin is generally very healthy for the market. This is my opinion. You may disagree with me, and that's fine. And I'm not condemning anyone that supports Bitcoin Cash, and I don't condemn the miners that hard forked it. This is what decentralization is all about. So not have one person telling you how things should be, but that we all have a say. So I can't condemn anyone. This is just my personal opinion. I'd rather just see one Bitcoin. Many users don't want a pointless 2x hard fork so soon after the SegWit upgrade, and consensus for the New York Agreement is crumbling. Does this mean you should panic sell all of your Bitcoin? Yes. Yes, it does. I'm joking. No, of course it doesn't. I feel like we're in the beginning of cryptocurrency. It's basically the 1990s of the internet. We're all discussing, is email going to take off? Is email worth investing in? Yet alone all of the other possibilities the internet's going to open up for us. The future is bright. Do you remember this? Let's have a look at what's going on. This website gives a breakdown of what's happening in China quite well, and it's off to the side so I don't have to move, which is nice. like I did like this for the market. If we scroll down, we see that on, was it the 6th of September? No, the 4th. The People's Bank of China released an official note to ban ICOs. The exchanges may delist many ICO tokens, including QTUM and NEO. And then on September 6th, the Chinese official statement came out that the ICO ban was temporary, essentially to allow new licenses like anti-money laundering and know your customer to come into effect. And then on September 8th, we had an article claiming the Chinese government may ban all cryptocurrency trading. This has been retweeted. It's been retweeted. Then on September 9th, two of the biggest exchanges over there in China, OKCoin and BTC China, both announced that they haven't received any word from the government, although they may still. And as of today, the Bitcoin and Ethereum price is increasing in China. If we have a look at the Bitcoin market, we can see that it's on the higher end of 3,800. So it's still down, like it's 4,200 on Bitfinex. So it still has a ways to go, but it's not as bad as it was. To everyone stating that this is all FUD and this is all fake, it may not be. This could be real. In the end of the day, though, it really doesn't matter. Nothing's changed about the fundamentals of Bitcoin at all. I personally don't think they are going to ban it. If they do, it would be temporary to introduce some licensing. Maybe they'll open up their own centralized exchange so the government can monitor it. They are quite heavy-handed with their ideas and their morals. So I think that could be a likely scenario. I just don't see them banning it totally. But even if the worst should happen and they should do that, in the end, it'd be a small road bump in a very long road for Bitcoin. For example, Bitcoin may soon look to enable smart contracts. This is smart contracts on the Bitcoin network known as Merkleized abstract syntax trees. I talked more about it in this video, or MAST. With this upgrade, users can require a transaction only go through once as one or two, maybe more, certain criteria have been met. For instance, a transaction could be redeemable only after a certain amount of time or only once two users give their blessing. MAST also enables better privacy as it stores transaction data in a new way and doesn't reveal unused scripts to the entire public blockchain. And finally, it could allow for increased scaling potential as it enables less data to be stored on the blockchain, as well as having the Lightning Network and all the good stuff that's coming to Bitcoin. We are very much in the early days. If you're here already, congratulations. This isn't professional trading advice, but I would not advise leaving the game because of China, because of anything one country would say, even if it was United States. It wouldn't change what Bitcoin is about. Fundamentals are still there. They are absolutely solid. They are amazing. But if you need to, then okay. I hope you don't regret your decision too much in the future. Now on to the news, or I suppose more of an update really. The Vibe Hub 5% bonus on your investment ends in a day. I have a video. I'll try and link it up there about it if you'd like more details. Very excited about that one. And we have a new potential player in the hash power of Bitcoin. This is good for decentralization, the more people that get into it. A company called GMO, which is an internet group in Japan, they're looking to start Bitcoin mining. And the interesting thing is they want to be using 7 nanometer chips to do so. To put that in perspective, Bitmain uses 14 nanometer chips. Essentially, the smaller the die size, the more efficiency that you can get out of it. Currently, there is no publicly available 7 nanometer technology. I think AMD are looking to release their next graphics cards in 2018 on 7 nanometer chips. It shows that Samsung has invested $7 billion to look to produce 7 nanometer chips. The benefit of it is said to be a 4-fold increase in efficiency from 14 nanometers down to 7. In fact, it shows a picture of just how small one of those chips would be. If this is true, if they are able to do this, then they could get a lot more power out of a lot less. So it'd be very interesting to see how effective they are. Maybe they'll release their own consumer grade chips that you can buy. I don't know. Certainly a very good industry for them to get into, I think. Now, you may have noticed I didn't do a market update today. I just realized it gets dated so quickly. The last one that I did was dated within like an hour of me posting the video. So it's kind of pointless. As well as that is pretty much every other, not all of them, pretty much almost all of the other cryptocurrency YouTube channels will do it anyway. So I'm just wondering how much value there is in me doing it. If you guys would like you to see me do a market update, every day, please let me know. I'll do it if the demand is there, but I'm just wondering if it's worth it. You know where to let me know. It's in the comment section, and you know where to find it. It's down below. All right, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. I promise.